Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're tackling a really big question, maybe the question. What's the ultimate truth of reality? Is it this profound emptiness you find by rejecting everything?
Or is it something else, like maybe the sacredness hidden right here in plain sight?
Exactly. And we're going to explore this through the Śukla Yajurveda because it actually gives us these two, well, seemingly contradictory answers in its Upaniṣads. You've got Neti Neti, the negation, and then Īśā Vāsyam, seeing the divine everywhere.
Right, and the fact they're both there, side by side, that's what's so profound. It points to this huge shift in ancient Indian thinking, what some call the Great Pivot.
Ah, okay. Talk about that pivot.
Well, the early part of the Veda, the Karmaka, was all about ritual action. Big physical sacrifices, like the famous Ashwamedha, the horse sacrifice.
Right, external actions. But then comes the philosophical part, the Janakari, the Upaniṣads, and they just flip the script, don't they?
They really do. The Bṛhadāraṇyaka Upaniṣad, one of the key texts here, basically says, look, stop the external horse sacrifice. The real sacrifice, the important one, happens inside. It's about knowledge.
So immortality, ultimate reality, it comes from knowing, not just doing rituals anymore.
Precisely. And this new focus on knowledge, it's really championed by this incredible sage, Yajurveda. His core method is our first path, negation.
Neti Neti.
Neti Neti. When people ask him, okay, define the self, the Atman, his answer is essentially, not this, not this.
Okay, but hearing that, not this, it does sound a bit, well, negative, maybe even nihilistic, like just rejecting everything.
It sounds like it, but it's crucial to understand it's not nihilism. It's actually a very rigorous philosophical method, an apophatic approach, you could say.
Apophatic, meaning defining something by what it's not.
Exactly. The target here is avidya, ignorance. We constantly project false limitations onto our true self. These are called apodhis.
Like thinking, I am my job, or I am just this body.
Yes, precisely those kinds of limiting ideas.
Yeah.
So Neti is the, let's say, analytical scalpel used to carefully dismantle all those false identifications, all those masks we wear.
Okay, so you strip away everything you think you are, all the temporary stuff. What's left? Is it just nothing?
No, that's the key. What remains isn't a void. It's the formless, limitless self, the Atman. It's described as the real of the real. And this leads to that huge declaration, Aham Brahmasmi.
I am Brahman. I am that ultimate reality.
That's the realization.
Yeah.
And notice how different this is from, say, the Western via negativa, the apophatic path in mysticism.
How so? Because that also involves negation, right?
It does, yeah. Think of someone like Suda Dionysius. The goal there is often mystical union with a god who is fundamentally separate, transcendent. But here in the Upaniṣads, the goal is realizing non-dual identity. You don't unite with Brahman. You realize you already are Brahman.
Okay, that's a massive difference. Identity, not union. Got it. But this makes the other path even more intriguing. How do we go from this intense negation to, well, the complete opposite?
It's a fascinating pivot, isn't it? We turn to the Upaniṣad. It's short, very poetic, and really unique because it's a knowledge text, jhana. But it's actually located within the karma section of the Veda, the ritual part.
Ah, so it's bridging the gap somehow.
You could see it that way. It aims to reconcile these seemingly opposing views. Its first core teaching is Īśā Vāsyam idam sarvam.
Which means?
All this, whatever exists in this changing world, is enveloped by the Lord, or pervaded by the divine, by Īśā.
Okay, wow. So that's pure immanence. The divine isn't out there somewhere else. It's right here, woven into the fabric of everything we see and experience.
Exactly. Suddenly the world isn't something to be rejected, as Neti might seem to suggest. Instead, the world itself becomes the very stage, the medium for liberation.
So if everything is pervaded by the divine, what does that mean for how we live in the world?
Ah, that leads directly to the second core teaching, which is a real ethical game changer.
By that renunciation, enjoy. That sounds like a paradox. How do you enjoy through renunciation?
It is a profound paradox. The idea is, if everything is truly enveloped by the divine, then ultimately, no single person owns anything in an absolute sense. Ownership is an ego illusion. So Tyaga here isn't necessarily about giving up things physically, but about internal psychological detachment.
Detachment from the ego's craving, the need to possess and control.
Precisely. Renouncing that possessive ego frees you. And that's how you truly enjoy, Bunya the world, without the anxiety and suffering that comes from attachment and the delusions of duality, as the text puts it.
That idea enjoying through letting go of ownership feels incredibly relevant today, especially with, say, environmental concerns.
Absolutely. If you take Īśā seriously, that nature isn't just a resource pile, but is actually sacred, pervaded by the divine.
Then Tina Takdana Bunyata becomes a powerful call for what? Sacred stewardship. For sustainable living. Enjoying nature without trying to dominate or exploit it.
Exactly that. It provides a profound ethical foundation. So you see how the two paths work? Neti gives us the deep analytical practice. It's the heart of jnana yoga, really.
Like Ramana Maharshi's self-inquiry method, Atmavichara asking, who am I? And negating all the answers until you find the source.
Yes, that's a direct modern lineage of the Neti principle, using negation to find the true self.
And then Īśā Vāsyam gives us the framework for living in the world once you have that understanding, the ethical action.
You've got it. It helps synthesize things. It shows that the ultimate reality isn't just transcendent beyond the world, but also fully immanent within the world.
So bringing it all together, how should we think about these two poles?
Think of it like this. Neti is the path of knowledge, the discrimination, viveka, that purifies your intellect. It helps you realize that your true self is not limited to this body, this mind, this world.
Okay, knowledge separates the real from the unreal.
Right. And Īśā Vāsyam is the path of action, or perhaps perception, that sanctifies the world. It helps you realize that the world you experience isn't separate from the self, but is actually a manifestation of that very self, enveloped by the divine.
So one tells you what you are not, the other tells you what everything is. Both seem necessary for a complete picture.
They offer a complete vision together. Analysis and synthesis, transcendence and immanence.
Which leaves a question for you, the listener. Where is your focus right now? Are you primarily on the path of Neti, purifying your understanding of who you are, or more on the path of Īśā Vāsyam, sanctifying your actions and perceptions within the world? Perhaps, ultimately, both are needed. Something to think about.